people back. So I was looking into a thing called nitric oxide. But I'll talk a bit more about that when some people start to arrive. But yeah, I just did my workout, went live for a bit. But yeah. So nitric oxide, I'm gonna talk a little bit more about that, I think, because it's quite interesting, like the stuff I've looked at. So yeah, so I'll be looking into like the benefits of humming and how it can massively increase the amount of nitric oxide versus nose breathing alone. So yeah, just doing a few minutes of that a day can really quite significantly increase nitric oxide production. So nitric oxide is said to be a vasodilator, which can possibly reduce blood pressure or help to reduce blood pressure. So yeah, it's just I was looking at it earlier. So one thing I've realised is that I'm already kind of like, when I go running, I'm already actually like doing things properly, I think, because I think you're supposed to kind of like hum on the exhale. A lot of people just kind of, some people I don't think necessarily do that so much, but it's like you should try and like consciously do it if you're not doing it, because it can be a way to make your breathing more efficient. It's said to like help get air to where it needs to go, like more efficiently, sort of thing. More out of the active tissues and stuff. And they were saying that something like there's less of an oxygen cost. That way, it means that you're able to go faster for longer without it being as like taxing and perceived exertion, not be as high, less gassed out. So yeah, so that could be a benefit. But yeah, doing this sort of like some people do it, you might notice some people do it, but I've noticed myself doing it sometimes where I'll be like like I'll be like humming kind of, it'll be like you're humming. It's like, so doing that maybe the reason for that is to basically, it's a way of improving efficiency, improving breathing efficiency. So that's something I was looking at. But like I kind of noticed that I've been doing that. Like when I'd be doing the running, I'd be like, you're actually getting that humming sort of effect, and that can, like I said, it can improve your efficiency. So that's something interesting to look into. But like I said, that people maybe should. I was looking at whether this might be a good thing to incorporate into like a meditation because this thing has a relaxing effect. It says the nitric oxide, a vasodilatory effect, helps to reduce blood pressure, helps you to relax, helps, it could work synergistically possibly with meditation, possibly. That's something I was like looking at whether or not they can complement each other synergistically, whether that is possible. So it might be something I'll try later and focus on humming the exhale as a way of increasing the effectiveness of it. But I find that workouts and stuff like can help me to feel more relaxed in a meditation. And I can just kind of meditate a bit more. But then doing the humming stuff might even further that even more and just like get even more benefits. I'm just kind of like, it's more kind of holistic approach to health, and we should be looking at things that not just in terms of practices like exercise and diet, but there's a lot of other things as well, such as your environment. There's things such as things like stressors and things like that that can really mess you up. So what I'm saying is like we should be trying to should be trying to kind of optimize everything, and it's like to understand the kind of how a lot of things connect. If your diet sucks, your training's going to suck as well because you're not getting the nutrients, and then if your exercise sucks, then it's like your diet's only going to help so much. So it's like everything all kind of connects in a way. What I've realized, like if one thing is like not good, then everything all kind of like can suck basically, and your health can fall apart. So we've got to make sure everything's all on point. Try to make sure every aspect of our health is as optimal as we can be. Of course, it's never going to be 100%, but trying to try to do the best that we can. Don't stress yourself out doing that, because then you actually end up being counterproductive then, because the whole point is of trying to reduce stress. So you don't want to stress yourself out trying to optimize everything, but try to just do the best that you can. Try not to worry if everything's perfect, but just do, within reason, anyway. Doesn't look like anyone's coming in here, does it? I don't know. Seems like they're not really pushing this out, so I don't know. It is what it is, just hopefully somebody's gonna come and join me. Apparently there's somebody here now, but people just keep coming and going, don't they? So anyway, thank you for the like, whoever that is. But yeah, I only come on here because I'm on my way home and I've nothing better to do, so maybe I'll just like talk to myself or something, I don't know. Maybe someone might come and listen, who knows, but we're two here now. Hello everybody, hope you're all well. So yeah, it's not been too bad today. Yeah, it's been alright, so just on my way home now. Oh, hello Costello. Yeah, it's not too bad, is it, I thought it was quite miserable this morning, but then it suddenly started to like brighten up a bit. Yeah, sun's out now, it's quite nice. But yeah, it was really warm the other day, wasn't it? I think when was it? I think it was on, what day were it? Monday, I think it was. And it was really nice. But yeah, yesterday it was quite miserable, really. But yeah, thank you for the likes, everybody. Much appreciated. How are we all doing today, people? Hope everyone's well. So I just did a bit of a workout, did some chin-ups, did some rows, some push-ups, and some squats. So just a simple little workout. I also went running earlier, which isn't necessarily the best idea to run and then do some legs after that, really, because when you've already kind of tired your legs out with running, then you don't necessarily want to be training them after that. But I did a bit of that and it just wasn't too bad. Unless you're going like super hard, then it's probably not really going to matter that much. Obviously, if you're doing like a really heavy squat session or something after doing running, or vice versa, it's not necessarily going to be a good thing. But but I usually don't like go crazy on any specific body part. I just usually try and train a decent amount on everything every day. That way, I'm able to recover each day, and I don't get particularly sore on any body part. Because the problem is, if, for example, if I was to like train my legs really hard, and it would take like 3 days to recover or something like that. The problem with that then is that the next day I'm going to be really sore, and it could actually have an interference effect with like your life and stuff. So for some people, this style of training might be a bit more sustainable, and because you're still going to be providing the same amount of stimulus throughout the week, but what you're doing is you're spreading it out. So you're not going to like get yourself super sore on a particular session. You're going to, you know what I mean? Like, I don't think there's really any need to be doing that, but each to their own, I guess. Because a lot of people will like not train legs because they're dreading that soreness that they'll get. Yeah, I don't know about that. Ankle weights and wrist weights, what's that all about? What do you mean? I'm just saying, like, people will, like, dread doing legs because of how it'll feel the day after or something. So what I'd say then is just train every day. Train a little bit every day. Spread it out. So otherwise, you probably won't do it. Because I think people should train legs. That's what I think. Because when you get older, your leg strength is going to be one of the most important things, right? If you don't train them, then you could end up getting quite weak. You might struggle. What if something happens and you end up losing muscle? It's like, at least if you've got some to begin with, then it's like you have some buffer there. You can become mobile again. But the problem is if you could end up becoming bedridden, and if you've never trained them, and so this is the thing. What some people get older, then something happens. Let's say if they get an injury or whatever, and they can't move their body, then that sort of things can really go downhill very fast. So just gotta be careful with that. I'm not saying you have to build your legs up really big, but I think doing some kind of leg training is a good idea, even if it's just bodyweight squats or something, or whatever. Something that sustainable for you, but gives you a level of strength and all that to be able to kind of have that longevity, because you end up losing muscle mass in your legs if you don't train them, and that's not what you want, really, is it? You want to be able to like still walk around and stuff when you get older, because you might even start to lose the ability to do a lot of these things, if you don't train them. Leg training, it's just can be quite mentally tough to do, but like I say, you don't have to do anything crazy, but it's not an excuse to just skip out on them altogether. You can find a way to train them where you still can enjoy it. I'm saying, you could do more of like an upper body dominant body, but it's like if you have at least some legs, not complete chicken legs, then it just doesn't even look good if they're like chicken legs, does it? You know, it'd be like, it kind of looks a bit disproportionate on the guy, doesn't it? When the guy, you know, where they've got like big shoulders and then no legs. You know, it just looks a bit comical, doesn't it? So just from that thing as well, it's like, you know, and like I said, I'm not saying you have to be like, have huge legs. I mean, Arnold didn't have huge legs actually. He did train them, but he didn't train them as much as his upper body. You know, obviously he was on roids and all that, but you know, his legs weren't like that big compared to his upper body. In fact, if I remember, yeah, his squat, in fact his bench number was bigger than his squat, which isn't usual really. You would expect someone to have a bigger squat than their bench, but in his case it was actually the opposite way around. He had a big deadlift apparently though, but like his squat numbers were not that great relative to his bench, probably because he didn't really focus as much on that. Because maybe back then as well it was more about the upper body, I don't know. But like, yeah, like I said, I think you should still train legs somewhat though, because unless you're one of these people that, like a calisthenics athlete, where training legs might be counter to what you're doing, especially if you go heavy. But yeah, anyway, who's still in here then? So yeah, so like leg training, yeah, I would recommend like doing something, but anyway, what you guys think? Let me know what you all think about that, because some people say, oh, you know, it's okay if you skip legs, and some I'd say, oh, well, actually you should even focus mostly on legs. I'd say like we should just have some leg training, like kind of, so like, you know, to balance things out really, but that's just how I see it. Like I said, unless you have specific goals where it requires to not really have that. For example, like you know, if you're doing loads of pull-ups and things and you're doing a lot of calisthenics, trying to get like records with that, then you wouldn't necessarily want to have extra, you know, weight in your legs, because that can, like, you know, add extra bulk to your legs that isn't functional to pull-ups. So yeah, so there's going to be this sort of interference effect where adding extra weight to body parts that aren't being used for that is going to hinder it. Not only that, but also it would take away from the recovery of the other body parts. So, for example, if you're training, you know, you'll be training one day, you'll train one body part, another day another body part, but then if you was only training your upper body, you'd be able to dedicate more days to doing really hard upper body training, or vice versa. You know, if you wanted to get really good with squats and stuff, then upper body training would then take the back seat, kind of thing, because you wouldn't want to build too much muscle in areas that you're not using it. It become like dead weight then. That's why they tend to be quite lean, some of these like calisthenics athletes and gymnasts and stuff, because any extra body fat's going to add extra dead weight to them. So, you know, it's like there's different kinds of strength. You've got like the brute strength of these like power lifters and what have you, versus you've got like your gymnasts that have this relative strength, where it's like strength to body weight ratio, where it's about being strong for your body weight. You know, so like so this means being quite a low body fat percentage. Yeah, they have a decent amount of muscle, but not too much muscle, but also quite lean, just like an athletic body that's pretty like versatile. I think that's the body we should probably be striving for, because it's going to be the most versatile, it's going to be the most able to adapt to different situations. You could still be pretty strong at like things like deadlifts, you might be able to do high numbers on that, but but also be pretty good at like doing things like pull-ups, dips, things like that, and just be pretty well-rounded, but also still have enough, to still be able to do pretty good at cardio. So it's about finding that balance, that sweet spot where you find that you're actually pretty good at a lot of things, versus just being super good in one area but then really bad at everything else. So yeah, anyway, just kind of like rambling right now, but yeah, just people will do what they'll do, people want to, it's like I'm not trying to tell people what to do, But is everybody okay? Hope everyone's well. Share the live out if you can, if you don't mind. Just on my way home. Yeah, very slow in this chat, and it doesn't seem like they're really pushing me out much anymore. Oh well. It is what it is. Anyway, is everyone okay? Yeah, it feels very autumnal now with the leaves on the floor and stuff, Yeah. Hit the like button, everybody. Thank you for the 4 likes. Need to get some more videos out, really. I don't know who these people are lurking, but maybe say hello or something. Yeah, I don't know. Great people here, hello, how are we doing? Hope you're well. Just got a few minutes till I get home now, so it's done until I get there. But yeah, What are we up to today, everybody? And on 15% battery, so yeah, so it's running pretty low. Keep seeing these things around, like they look like it's like a pedal-assisted moped or something. So I guess you need a license for them, because I see some of them have like license plates on them or something. So I'm guessing that it depends on how fast they go or something like that. Because it's like with say like electric bikes, like if they don't go above say like 15.5 miles per hour, you don't need a license, because they're like, I guess it's, if it goes above that, then it's considered as more dangerous or something. But yeah. So I remember there was these like electric quadricycles, and they go up to about 28 miles per hour. So you can apparently get them on like a moped license. So you have to do your like, what is it called? Compulsory basic training or something to be able to get it. So yeah. But yeah, they're about 28 miles an hour or something. And they say that's the max speed. But yeah, oftentimes they do maybe like 40-50 miles on a single toy, so it's not great, but I don't remember someone telling me that you didn't need a license for it, but yeah, if it's 28 miles an hour, then you probably do, because I'm pretty sure that 15.5 miles an hour is like the cut off. Some people actually found ways to like unrestrict it or make it so that the electric bikes go faster, but then it will zap the battery life on it, so you won't be able to go as far. But people found a way to make it last. I mean, make it go faster. So yeah. I hope everyone's having a good day today. Yeah, fucking boring in here. There's no one hardly saying anything. I don't know. And I go to someone else's live and this chat's fucking, popping. I don't know. I guess people aren't interested. Whatever, it is what it is. Kind of tough, really, isn't it? So just stay on until I get back. So I should be back on later. We'll see what I feel like, really, if I can be bothered. Yeah. Hmm. I don't really know what to talk about. I don't know what people are interested in, really. So talk about things that I'm into, then no one's interested. So I just feel like I'm kind of just lost and just kind of like, I don't know, like I'll be like, what do you want to talk about? And then like, oh, what do you want to talk about? It's like, well, the thing is that even when if I try and talk about the things I want to, but no one seems to be interested in that. So what am I supposed to do? You know? I don't know. Just don't really seem to really connect with a lot of people on here. I don't know. It is what it is. I'm probably just gonna get going then, because you know, there's nobody here, so might as well just go. All right, goodbye.